Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. I got a very special post for you today I think you're going to like. I'm going to compare the Bulls' #1 defense to the Cleveland Cavaliers' number 30 defense. And I think what it boils down to are two things, two facets, really. It's philosophy on defense and personnel. The first philosophy is called no middle, and that is where the defender lines his feet up to stop the ball handler from getting into the lane. This way, there isn't penetration in high percentage shots, and everything is forced toward the baseline. Again, watch how Brewer steps up, arranges his feet to not let the guy penetrate into the middle, forcing him outside the lane and into a very tough shot. You'll see an extreme version of this with Kyle Korver guarding his man, and he comes all the way over to completely take away the side of the court. Think of it this way, it's a lot easier to guard your man if you know which direction he's going. So you'll also see Derrick Rose force Darren Williams to his left, taking away half the court. Again, easier to guard when you know where he's going, and then does his damnedest to keep him out of the lane. In case you can't see it, watch how Deng positions his feet to keep Joe Johnson out of the middle. The next concept is called ice, and that is how they guard the sideline pick and roll. Watch how Keith Bogans is going to force his man to the baseline completely on the side of him, and then the screener's man, Boozer, is going to sink back and take away the drive. It completely negates this play, and against the Bulls, I would advise not running a sideline screen and roll. And I would advise Heidenberg not to drive to the basket anymore. Here you'll see Rose trailing his man, forcing him to the sideline for ice. And this way, he can't get around the middle, and you have Curt Thomas taking away the drive. All they give up is a long two-point shot from the center. Here's one more example of ice on the other side. And watch how Luol Deng is willing to completely fly up there and take away the middle, forcing a baseline. Ashik takes away the drive and then picks up his man beautifully with the body on him, and ultimately this forces a steal. Another concept is forcing the weak side cutter to the baseline with a screen. Watch how Bogans completely gets on the high side. You never want to get beat over the top, and here he goes to the baseline and can't get a pass as Thomas steps in, and then he forces his man to the baseline. It's a tough shot he hits, but after a while it's going to wear you down. Watch how Kyle Korver is going to force his man who gets to the weak side screen down back toward the baseline where the help is, and they miss the shot. Deng is going to do the same thing on the weak side, and it puts him in perfect position to switch on that down screen, and the Bulls are never out of position to stop the offense. The Bulls are #1 ranked in field goal percentage allowed from 3 to 9 feet, and they also only allow 10 shots a game from that post area. Watch how Noah is going to fight Horford for that position and simply deny the ball to the post. Here it is again, and watch how hard he runs to get that position and take it away. Noah does this on a nightly basis. The Bulls use physicality and speed to stop the ball at the post. Watch Bogans muscle Joe Johnson out of the way, and then you'll see Deng uses speed to get to the spot before they can feed Marvin Williams. All they can get is a long contested jump shot. The Bulls' big men are great instinctual rebounders who go for the box out before the ball every time. Watch how both Deng and Noah run to their men, get in front of them, and get a body on them before the ball gets to the rim. On the perimeter, the Bulls are #1 in three-point field goal percentage allowed and in number of three-pointers made. Watch how hard the Bulls sprint to the three-point line to take away the three-point shooters. Deng is going to keep his long arm up to take away the shot there, and when the ball gets swung, he's going to close out as hard as he can and really pressure that shot into a miss. So there are some of the concepts the Bulls are using in order to become the best defensive team in the league. We're talking about no middle, we're talking about taking the pass away from the post, running the three-point shooters off of the three-point line. Those are things that are clear and easy to address to a team and tell them that's what you want them to do. However, the next phase is the personnel. Say what you want about Bogan's offense, but he's physical on defense, he takes away passes, and really is the linchpin of this defense. Another contributor is Luol Deng. With his long arms, he really hustles and he can block shots, never gives up on a play, and is a true X factor. If Bogans is the linchpin, then Noah is the anchor, who is always trying to help, always in his stance, willing to help out and take a guard if he has to, and then close back out and get a rebound. His superior size and length help him tremendously with all of those things. Taj Gibson is a luxury few teams have, as he fights down low inside for position, he can block shots, and he rebounds very well. Curt Thomas is the KG veteran who can drive teams crazy with his physicality and taking charges. The 1-2 punch of Noah and Ashik really hurts teams because Noah can pressure and then Ashik can get rebounds in traffic. Ashik is also as mobile as Noah is and can really guard the post as well as anybody on this team. Ronnie Brewer is a dedicated defender who uses his superior athletic ability to take away passes, be physical with his man, and get every loose ball near him. So personnel-wise, the Bulls are in a perfect position to play terrific defense for Coach Thibodeau. Most of these guys could have been had by anybody in the league. Okay, so it's not like Ronnie Brewer could have gone anywhere, and they were able to pick him out and say, we need him to be a vital piece. Bogans, the same way. Anybody could have signed him. CJ Watson wasn't really coveted by anybody when they got him. So the Bulls were shrewd enough to see that these guys could plug in and play the kind of defense that Thibodeau wants. On the other side, you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, who don't have the kind of athletes or the kind of talent. However, I think it's pretty clear it's not talent that ultimately decides how well you're going to be as a team on defense. Offense, that's one thing, and I won't discuss that now. But defensively, if you can get guys who can make an NBA squad, then you can do the things conceptually that can make you a good defensive club. It's pretty clear watching Cleveland play defense that there is no mandate to hedge on screen and rolls. Hickson just backs down, letting Jameer Nelson penetrate, collapsing the defense, which ultimately lets Dwight Howard get in there for the offensive rebound, and they have to foul him. Again, it doesn't look like Hickson understands the concept of hedging as he lets the guy turn right into the lane. Here it looks like Herangodi was instructed to back down instead of hedging, but that's letting the team attack the basket and get a layup. They're lucky that turns into a turnover. The team's defense sometimes over-pursues and isn't as organized as they should be. Here you'll see the guy double-team the post when his man's one pass away. You can't do that because it gives up a three real easy. They're also disorganized on their rotations. Here on the penetration, two guys go to help out on the penetrator, leaving their weak side wide open for a three. Do you remember how good the Bulls big men were at finding a man and boxing him out? Watch Herangodi and Hickson as they completely don't find a man. They simply watch the ball and hope that they can out-jump people. It ain't gonna happen because they're undersized. This is a team-wide problem. Nobody has the instinct to put a body on somebody and box him out. This speaks to the coaching staff as much as anybody. They don't play ice on the sideline screen and rolls either. Watch how Booby is going to play him face up instead of forcing him to the baseline, letting them run their pick and roll and getting an open jump shot. Instead of running ice here, they're going to have the big man hedge really high instead of the guard forcing Jordan Farmar back to the baseline. This stretches the defense out unnecessarily, and when the shot goes up in the corner, watch how bad nobody will find a man and box anybody out, and they get Humphries right into the basket for a tip dunk. Hickson is really bad at hedging and closing out. He needs to get to that shooter a lot faster. Alonzo G is the same way, but he always leaves his feet way too much. Watch as he's supposed to close out and instead flies by and they hit a jumper. Again, there's not a lot of discipline on the team's defense. They leave their feet on the closeout and they get open shots as a result. While I didn't show too many Cavs games, trust me, I went through a bunch, and these are their problems. Closeouts, box out, rotation, and just basic defensive philosophy. They don't seem to play with a purpose as a team like you saw the Bulls. So, that said, there's one player on the Cleveland Cavaliers that really troubles me, and when you look at the plus-minus, this guy is so far beyond anybody else, based on the number of minutes played, that I have to imagine that his defensive liabilities are outweighing anything he does on the offensive end, and that is J.J. Hickson. And by the way, on the offensive end, I think that his hands are terrible. He turns the ball over quite a bit, and they strip the ball from him quite a bit. So I don't even think he's that great of a player on the offensive end. Now, the other thing is Ramon Sessions is the problem. I don't think he gives enough energy out there. And there are guys on the Cleveland Cavaliers that need to play more. People like Ryan Hollins, Iyenga, those are the guys that have good energy. Boobie Gibson. they're doing some nice things, and if they get to have more playing time in the end of the season, I have no doubt the Cavaliers will play better because they're doing the things defensively that are not being done by anybody else in that team. And as you can see, you need to have a philosophy, you need to have an organization on the floor when you're playing defense to win consistently in this league. The Bulls have it, the Cavaliers don't. Well, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for lots more at B-Ball Breakdown. And don't forget, it's not a channel, it's a conversation.